Let me have the air fryer, baby.
Just a bin?
Yeah, just a bin. The first time I told you about the first time, right?
What?
That I had biscuits and gravy.
Yes. You haven't told Devin. Or maybe you have, I don't know.
We lived in an apartment complex that still exists today in the city. So it must have been about 1977 or 8. And my parents went out partying. So they had us stay with the neighbor, whose daughters babysat us. So basically, it was the girls that would babysit us normally, but because it was a sleepover, we stayed at their house. And Pamela and Karen, Pam and Karen, that's what their names were. And Karen was my favorite. She and I would listen to Rod Stewart in her room. And so we spent the night, wonderful night, no fear, no sadness. We trusted these girls. And in the morning, I woke up to a smell that I'll never forget, the most beautiful earthly smell. And I go into the kitchen, and their mama, who's from Tennessee, was making biscuits and gravy. I had never heard of that. Never heard of biscuits and gravy. And my life had changed. We sit down and she's giving us all these little, and she made little biscuits. Little ones. Because I see the plate, and my plate was filled with little biscuits. And she poured that gravy over, and that was breakfast. Like, that was like oatmeal or eggs or cereal. That's it. Your biscuits and gravy. Okay. Oh, really?
We ain't going anywhere today.
Well, we need to make sure the babies have water.
Yeah, I know. Well, Max not this morning, just a couple hours ago.
I think we should go out there and refresh it, baby. It gets hot quick.
Okay. Well, it's in the shade, honey.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's not in the sun.
And that shade is like 10 degrees cooler.
Way more than 10 degrees. Because you can go sit there and not die.
Not die. Cover it so they can have their little ecosystem. Create its own heat. And I am making biscuits and gravy. What? What?
I got it.
What you realize?
You have a spice thing with no lid, and I saw a lid a minute ago.
Oh.
I just put two together. My mind was wandering.
salt and pepper and a little bit of my Penzi Justice, but it's straight up salt, pepper, and sausage fat.
Before that was a little bit spicy. Was it just because they spicy sausage?
Yes, it's all about the sausage. That applies for breakfast and dating.
Are you gonna put that in there? Huh?
No, I don't know.
No measuring, huh?
No measuring.
That's your answer to the guys.
You gotta cook that. Cook it. Here's a trick that I do. I don't like putting cold milk in a pan. It brings down the temp. Who?
The Japanese Prime Minister died.
A former or current?
He was the former, but he was running again. He was campaigning to run again.
Okay, so what I do is I get half a cup of hot water. And then hot water. And then I pour in the other half of the cup. And I'm using cup as in whatever liquid you need. So I always use a mug. And now it's like really warm now. It's not cold. And that's what I want. Going.
This 41-year-old unemployed Japanese man made a gun out of parts of it from his house. He didn't buy a gun, he didn't have a gun, he built a gun to shoot this man.
Oh, that's horrible.
That is just horrible. I think Japan had like 0 gun-related deaths for 10 years. Then they had one in 2021, and now this one.
I'm going heavy with the pepper. So I'm going to start sneezing a little bit. In fact, I don't even use the sifting part. I use the big open part. This is country gravy. You get that pepper in there. Yum, yum. That gravy's getting thick. Nice. Get that in there. And if you ever need to add any more liquid, make sure it's hot or warm. Just a little bit of hot water and a little bit of milk. Or a little bit of beef broth. I just don't like using cold. I'm sure Alton Brown can tell you the science of it, but for me, I always say it stunts the growth. You give cold milk to children, not your food. This is heavenly. This is heavenly. Okay. There you go. I don't need any because it thickened up perfectly. But let's say you overshot and you have too much liquid. You need to have this in the house. You need to have Wandra. Because you just sprinkle it in there. You know, normally you have to have your flour and you have a little cup of hot water and you whisk it and then you add it and it thickens. You don't need that with Wandra. It does it all for you. You just sprinkle it in there. Don't sprinkle all in one spot. Sprinkle it around and then whisk, 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 whisk. No clumps at all. It's Wandra. You'll wonder how you went without it. What do you mean?
Some grandma in Tennessee where your friend came from.
Oh.
Your kid wondered.
Who knows?
You were still sleeping your box puppy though.
Let me check my biscuits.
I'll check your biscuits.
Now I have a burner that's already been heating up. I'm not going to move my pan to a cold burner. The burner's already on low, and that's where it's going to stay and simmer while I make eggs. Turn down the coffee.
You sure you want me to do this pour?
Yeah, but you're filming it, right?
Well,
You're not filming it, honey.
As you said it many times before, honey, I'm not a social media husband.
You will have to become one, baby.
Back and forth motion.
Okay, baby. Move them off my
I'm
end.
going. It was just a stage.
You can stay there and hold it for just a second.
I am. I thought it would stay, but I'm right here.
There we go.
You want your pace?
No.
No, she says.
I'm only going to have a little bit of eggs. Most of these eggs are yours because I just want my biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, I don't want 20 biscuits and gravy. That's my cup. There's a chip on it. Well, you can have whatever cup on, I'm sorry. That's meant to tell you, I gave you the one that didn't have any chips.
Oh, it's good. It's a good cup of coffee, baby.
Yeah?
Yes. Okay, so Bear, this is Bear's plate. And he's going to get, he likes 3 sausage, so he gets 3. And then we're going to pour the gravy on. Look at that gravy. Look at that beautiful gravy. Look at that. Do not use a metal spoon in your pans. I'm only doing it because I don't want to dig for it. That is biscuit and gravy. And I am getting an oven, so I will be able to make homemade biscuits soon. We will talk about that later.
This is a significant moment. Whenever it happens, wherever you are, NBC News, streaming free now. The day's biggest political stories with trusted insight now and expert analysis now. A daily look at the politics behind the headlines. Meet the Press now, streaming weekdays at 4 p.m. on NBC News. Charles is King, a new podcast anytime and anywhere. Desire.
I bet it is. I haven't bit into it yet. I was saying pictures, my little mousey.
I'll be sending pictures to the kids too. When you take the time to simmer your sausage in the gravy for at least 15 minutes, you get a nice tender sausage. Because sausage tends to get dry. You better hush up. Dry, hard, because it's just sitting there. Bear!
That's good stuff, my love.
I'm Keir Simmons, and we'll take on these questions and more in our new podcast. We hope your family will watch Nightly News Kids Edition. NBC News.